Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and for today's video I am playing around with my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette volume 2 and this is the look that I created today, so if you guys are interested on how I got it and what my thoughts are on the Jaclyn Hill palette, please go ahead and keep watching. So I was scrolling on YouTube last night and I came across Shani Grimmon's birthday glam get ready with me video, and her thumbnail was like absolutely inspiring, and I had just filmed my purple pink eyeshadow look with the Jaclyn Hill palette that I'll link up here, but this, I looked at it and I was like, I can totally do this with the Jaclyn Hill palette. So today I'm going to try and kind of recreate or draw inspiration from this photo. When I saw this eye look, I was so impressed and inspired, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kind of create my own version. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can get a good view of what I'm doing. So I'm going to start off with the Morphe M433. This is like my favorite crease brush, and I am going to take the shade, what shade am I going to take? And I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Perfectionist. This shade does pull a little bit pinky on me versus brown. Now I did already do my base makeup, so I have to be a little extra careful. My first experience playing with this palette, there was absolutely no fallout, so we're going to go ahead and see if the brown shades still have that no fallout. So next I'm going to take a little bit of mixture of Grateful and Homebody to kind of make a little in-between shade. This is kind of what it's looking like on the brush. Tap it off and then really build this up. Going to grab a clean blender brush and kind of brush the edges. Her look was very blown out and smoky, so I'm just going to kind of keep buffing and blending this. Windshield wiper motions and swirl. So windshield and swirl, windshield and swirl. That's kind of always my method. Grab a little bit more of Homebody alone and deepen up that crease. So for the fun part is it looks like she put like a cranberry shade all over the lid, and this palette has so many cranberry shades to choose from. I'm really tempted to dig into this one right here, but she did keep it a full matte look and I kind of want to do the same thing. So what I'm thinking, what shade should I pick? Okay, I think I'm going to take the shade Crazy because it is the deepest. So I'm going to grab that on a packer brush. I'm going to grab my Morphe M421. I got speckles. Oh, they just blew away. I think that was my fault. I didn't tap this good enough. So I'm going to lay the color on very darkly, and then I think I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Next and blend the orange to the cranberry shade. So this cranberry shade has a lot more kickback and fallout than any other shade that I've experienced in this palette. It's fluffing around a little bit more than I've experienced with the other shades. So just be cautious and be careful, but that doesn't bug me. I just kind of blow it off or make sure that I tap extra. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a looser packing brush, and it's more dense and it could also kind of double as a blender. So I'm gonna just grab a little bit more of the cranberry on this brush since I feel like we have kind of a good color there. It's looking a little patchier than any other shade I've experienced, but I've also just kind of dotted it on. I didn't blend it out yet. So I'm gonna grab this brush and kind of drag that up into this crease color. just grabbed the ever so slightest little pinch of Temptress, which is the black shade in the palette, and I'm just kind of going over that to deepen up this cranberry shade. So I'm kind of placing the black at the very center of the eye, so that way it kind of gradiently goes from dark cranberry up into the light, and I think it's coming out very nice. Okay, I'm going to take a denser blending brush. It is clean, there's just a little residue from my purple eye look that I did. And I'm going to take the shade Crazy and Homebody together and kind of blend out this crease area. So this is what it's looking like on the brush. And this is a denser, smudgy brush, so this is like a perfect brush for this job to really blend and get in there and buff out these colors to make it look very seamless. Kind of rubbing this mixture over the lid. I didn't dip in with any more, just using what's on my brush to kind of blend out the eyelid where I kind of tapped some of the black on. I think she took that cranberry shade a little higher. Maybe I should take mine a little higher. Let me see about that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I took it a little higher and I like that look.
Oh my god. Are you trying to be like Game of Thrones? Okay.
It's time for the lower lash line. I'm actually going to keep using that same smudgy brush that I just put on the cranberry shade with, and I'm going to pick up the cranberry shade again. It is called Crazy, and it does have a lot of kickback. Gotta dust off, and I'm just going to rub that underneath my entire lash line. I'm going to pick up just the slightest smidgen of black on the tip and deepen that up, because as you can see, it is looking a little lighter. Now I'm going to grab that same Morphe M433. This time I'm going to grab a little bit more of the Homebody shade and rub that right underneath. One of the only downsides of this palette that I have found is the only option for like an inner corner highlight is matte, or it is like this pink purple shift, which would not go with my eye look today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a highlighter from my own collection. I'm gonna just go ahead and use a little bit of what I had on my face today and pop that on my brow bone, and we'll go ahead and do the inner corner too. Alright, well that is one eye all done, and might I add, not one bit of fallout. I'm impressed. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyelashes, mascara, and this eye off of camera, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back and everything is on. I'm absolutely loving this look. I think this is exactly what I was trying to achieve, and I want to shout out Miss Shawnee for the inspiration. I think this looks so absolutely pretty. I've never had like an eyeshadow look like this before. Also, please excuse the stark difference between my face and my skin. I did just do a self-tan video. I will go ahead and link that up in the eye. It is for Coco and Eve. I bought the Sunny Honey Bali, what is it? The Sunny Honey Tan, and I am testing it out and it works. And I even tried making a darker foundation shade and I couldn't get something. So this is my second time playing with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I would have to say I think I'm officially 100% a fan. I would 10 out of 10 recommend this. I think the colors in here are absolutely amazing. I mean, the last look I created was hot pink and purple. Today we have kind of, it's more neutral, but it is kind of still like a sunset vibe. The cranberry shade is pretty vibrant. But that's not to say that you can't create a perfectly neutral look with this palette, which is what I was intending to do today, and then it got a little fun and creative, which is what brings me to this palette is so awesome for people like me. Like I said, I am not well versed in eyeshadow. I typically don't even wear eyeshadow on a daily basis to work, so I don't get a chance to play very often, and let me just say that this palette has truly inspired me. This is an eye look I would never create, and the purple eye look that I mentioned before is something that I would never create. This is actually my first time ever playing with color, so I would love to shout out this palette for sparking people's creativity. I think this palette has been such a joy to have. It is $39 and I think it works great. You guys saw there was really no fallout, which for shades that are this pigmented, I'm honestly pretty surprised. Alright guys, well there you have it. That was how I achieved this look on my eyes and what my thoughts are on the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. If you guys found this video helpful or you enjoyed watching, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. And if you guys are new here and would like to see more videos from me in the future, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd absolutely love to have you part of my YouTube family. And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your days. Bye!